Kristen Clarke is Joe Biden's pick to run the Justice Department's enormously powerful Civil Rights Division. Clarke says her job is simple. It's to end hate. But like so many in her world, Clarke is in fact an enthusiastic purveyor of what she claims to fight. Clarke's been on this show several times. The new investigation, though, by our reporters has uncovered shocking, and we don't use that word lightly, legitimately shocking statements that Clarke made in public while at Harvard. In 1994, Clarke wrote a letter to the Harvard Crimson in her capacity as the president of the Black Studies Association. Clarke wanted to explain her views on race science. Quote, "Please use the following theories and observations to assist you in your search for truth regarding the genetic differences between blacks and whites." End quotes. You know it's going to be interesting, and it was. Quote, 1. Dr. Richard King reveals that the core of the human brain is the locus coeruleus, which is a structure that is black because it contains large amounts of neuromelanin, which is essential for its operation. 2. Black infants sit, crawl, and walk sooner than whites. 3. Carol Barnes notes that human mental processes are controlled by melanin, that same chemical which gives blacks their superior physical and mental abilities. 4. Some scientists have revealed that most whites are unable to produce melanin because their pineal glands are often calcified or non-functioning. Pineal calcification rates with Africans are 5 to 15%, Asians 15 to 25%, and Europeans 60 to 80%. This is the chemical basis for the cultural differences between blacks and whites. And 5. Melanin endows blacks with greater mental, physical, and spiritual abilities, something which cannot be measured based on Eurocentric standards. End quote. Let that sink in. Melanin endows black people with greater mental, physical, and spiritual abilities. No, that's not an editorial from the Final Call, Louis Farrakhan's free newspaper. That is a direct quote from the person Joe Biden is about to put in charge of this country's civil rights laws.
Yeah, that right there is I don't know. I don't even know what to say, because just hearing that out, it's like some, pseudoscience, Wakanda crap. And this is the person that's going to be in charge of civil rights laws. It kind of makes you think what Joe Biden was thinking, putting people like this up, in his cabinet. You just wonder about, liberal blacks, if this is what you wanted, if this is what you really wanted. I wonder if anybody had opposing views about this. Because if whites start giving questions about this and playing devil's advocate, asking questions, you say this and that, well, what about this and what about that? Now you're going to cry that they're racist. Blacks are superior to whites. Biden's civil rights pick has shocking beliefs. Not only does race determine your destiny, wrote Kristen Clarke, as an undergraduate at Harvard, black brains contain large amounts of neuromelanin, making them superior to whites physically, mentally, and spiritually. Clarke is now Joe Biden's nominee to run the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division. Her views were the focus on a segment of Fox News, Tucker Carlson Tonight. Oh boy. While she claims her intent is to close the door on discrimination by enforcing federal civil rights laws, her past statements reveal her true intent. Yeah, this is the things she talks about is very much black supremacy. Okay. What makes you any bit different from the white racists we have in power, making laws? Now you want to make laws that are going to suppress whites and say blacks are superior. That's just going to even further cause a racial divide. We already had a racial divide with Trump, and now we're going to have a racial divide with Biden. He cited her public claim that melanin endows blacks with greater mental, physical, and spiritual abilities. In 1994, Clarke wrote a letter to the Harvard Crimson in her capacity as president of the Black Students Association to explain her views on race science. Please use the following theories, observations to assist you in your research for the truth regarding the genetic differences between blacks and whites. 1. Dr. Richard King reveals the core of the human brain is the locus coeruleus, which is a structure that is black because it contains large amounts of neuromelanin, which is essential for its operation. 2. Infants sit, crawl, and walk sooner than whites. 3. Carol Barnes notes that the human mental processes are controlled by the melanin, the same chemical in which gives blacks their superior physical and mental abilities. Okay. If that's the case, what about slavery? Okay. What about all the injustices and still they get, blacks get their backsides handed to them? Four, some scientists have revealed that most whites are unable to produce melanin because their pineal glands are often classified or non-functioning. Pineal calcification rates with Africans are 5 to 15%, Asians 15 to 25%, and Europeans 60 to 80%. This is a chemical basis for cultural differences between blacks and whites. 5, melanin endows blacks with greater mental, physical, and spiritual abilities, something which cannot be measured based on Eurocentric standards. Under pressure for expressing such racist ideas, Clarke suggested she didn't necessarily believe what she had written. So why write it in the first place? Makes no sense. If you really didn't believe it, why write it in the first place? You got pushback. That's what happened. No, look, racism is bad either way. Blacks can be racist. Any ethnic group can be racist. Okay? And when she said stuff like this, and she's an intelligent woman, it got it handed to her. All right? This stuff is nonsense because, like I said, such is the case. Why are blacks economically at the bottom? Most are. Not all. It's hard truths, but just being honest. But a month later, Clarke invited the noted Trinidadian anti-Semite Tony Martin to speak on campus. Martin, then a professor at Wellesley College, was an author of a self-published manifesto called The Jewish Onslaught. In it, Martin chronicled this escalating Jewish onslaught against black people. He tagged both Jews and Judaism as a religion. Martin, who retired from Wesley in 2007 and died in 2013, spent his final years giving speeches to the Holocaust denial organizations on topics such as tactics of organized Jewry and suppressing free speech. For her part, Clarke strongly approved of Martin telling the Crimson, Professor Martin is an intelligent, well-versed black intellectual who bases his information on undisputable fact. Last year, Clarke said it was madness for the federal government to take the side of the Asian applicants who had been denied college admission on the basis of their skin color. Wait a minute. Last year, Clarke said it was madness for the federal government to take the side of the Asian applicants who had been denied college admission on the basis of their skin color. Yeah, because it's racist. You let into college not because of your skin color, because of your GPA. Clarke, the current president of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law and a former prosecutor with the Department of Justice, has been critical of police brutality and a proponent of Black Lives Matter. Oh boy. She supported calls to defund the police. Oh boy. Black Lives Matter group is a joke. I think everybody who is black is starting to see the light on that one. I advocate for defunding policing operations that have made African Americans more vulnerable to police violence and contributed to mass incarceration, while investing more in programs and policies that address critical community needs. She wrote in a Newsweek column last summer. Clarke contended that police have taken on roles that were never intended for them and have too much contact with communities on issues they were never equipped to address. How about talk about community and police reform. That would help both sides involved in this situation when it comes to the messy communication between the black community and the police. Why not focus on reform on both sides of the aisle? Reform in the black community, reform with police. That's it. Because both sides have issues. The police got police brutality, and the black community has a stop snitching rule. Police also have a problem with the, when you have one good cop restrains a bad cop from killing a black man. A black police officer, a black female police officer had to hold back her white partner who was going to choke to death a black suspect. She was fired, okay? But now she's in the process of getting her benefits back. I just think this lady's like very, very ignorant, but hey, Joe Biden has her on his side. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2021 is going to be one interesting year. I don't mean that in a good way. I really don't. All right. If you like the content, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.